welcome to episode 5. So far in our episodes we have covered the mindset, the ready position for distance control using our footwork, verbal defense, which is the art of fighting without actually fighting, and as well as basic defenses against common strikes in the street. In this episode we're going to cover some basic strikes that we can use against potential threats. Now in this episode we're going to go a little bit deeper into valuable upper body striking tools that are beneficial for the street. Punching in the street, yes you can do, I would sometimes, but you've got to bear in mind that the bones in your hands are very small. So if you accidentally hit someone's forehead, which is the toughest part of their head, you're most likely going to be worse off. So you've got to keep your safety in mind. Palm strike is a very good, valuable, long distance tool because I'm already in my ready position. I'm here, I'm being passive, but it's already there in the ready. Now when I do a palm strike, I'm actually peeling my hand back and aiming with this bottom part here. This is where the radius and the ulnar bones of the forearm are going to meet at the end. This is a very solid strike. I'm now going to demonstrate this strike with my partner. I'm going to use my lead hand first, so I'm already in my ready position. I know the threats here, I know I've tried to take my chances to move myself in the situation, but sometimes you just don't get that opportunity. So now I've got to deal with the situation. What I'm going to do here is my hands are at the ready. I'm going to take a small step with my front foot, and at the same time as I step with my front foot, I'm going to execute my lead palm strike. And which is very important is to breathe out as you do so and to go as fast and hard as possible but come back twice as fast. It's very important to go from A to B to A, no detour. We don't know how many attackers there are, so we kind of want to keep our guards up at all times. And what you're seeing as well is I'm not winding up my strike, being preemptive. Because as soon as I wind up, my attacker might know exactly what I'm about to do. Now let's demonstrate this with the rear hand. Obviously the rear hand has more power to generate because it's got more distance to travel. But once again, we want the same principle. Straight to the target, straight back. And don't hit the surface of the face. We want to go beyond. We want to do a follow through. Straight there, straight back. And what I'm doing is I'm turning my hip. Because it's just not my arm that's doing the movement, it's my whole body. Straight there, straight back. And that is the palm strike. Now we've established the palm strike, I'm going to go over one of my favorite attacks. And this is the hammer fist. Why it's my favorite is because when you make a fist, you've got a nice bit of skin here, a bit of muscle. Okay, so this is going to protect you. So you're not going to hurt your bone. And the great thing about a hammer fist is it is actually a 360-degree attack. So, for example, I can hit forward. If someone bends down, I can hit downwards. If someone's to my side, I can hit to the nose. I can hit to the groin. This is the same for the other side. And what happens if someone's behind me? Same. I can hit the groin and I also can hit the head. This is the value of a 360-degree weapon. So I don't have to change my attack all the time. I can keep a simple few techniques that would work. I have Charlie here now. We're going to demonstrate the hammer fist. So we're going to start off with the forward hammer fist. This is normally good to go directly to the nose, either to the mouth, the teeth, the chin area, or even the eye socket. So what I'm going to do now is the same principle as the palm strike. I make a small step as I land the strike. And bear in mind, a palm strike's longer range than a hammer fist. So you've got to understand your distance of when to use these particular strikes. Now remember, don't be disheartened if it doesn't feel like there's much power behind it. Most strikes that are in the lead, as in front, don't generate enough power as the rear strikes. However, it's a good way to set up your power strikes for any other follow-ups, or just even to stun them to create distance to buy yourself some survival time. So let's demonstrate the hammer fist. So the idea is I want to be able to hit and then create distance so I cannot get hit. Unless I feel like I've hurt them or stunned them, then it's depending on the situation, I could do a follow-up. Now let's see the rear hand. As you can tell the difference in power because of the more distance it generates. From here, we're now going to work on the surrounding area of myself and how we can utilize this hammer fist in a 360-degree attack. Now I see someone approaching from the side. Do I attack first or do I create distance? Who knows? Every situation is different. So what Charlie's going to do now is he's going to hold the left hand up like so, and imagine that's his head. So all I'm doing is I look to the target, I spit and I hit and I'm straight back. Because maybe I'm trying to deal with this situation in front of me. See it? Bump, straight back. Another good position to do this is if Charlie brings it down towards his thigh. For training purposes, we hit the thigh, but really we're aiming for the groin. So I'm here, I take a step, straight there, straight back. Straight there, straight back. The same principle happens if he's on my left side, and also from behind. So now if Charlie was behind me, and I want to look over my shoulder, and I could do the same thing. I could do the hammer fist. I look, strike, and then carry on with the attack in front of me if need be. The same principle can go to the groin. I look, hit the groin, I'm back again. So the great thing about the hammer fist is a 360-degree attack. That's the power of the hammer fist. So now that we've established the palm strike and the hammer fist. Now remember, palm strike is a little bit longer range than the hammer fist. And there's another strike that's even closer that you can use, and it's actually one of your hardest strikes, is the elbow. This bone here is designed for smashing and cutting. It is also used as a 360-degree striking weapon. I can come upwards, I could come horizontal, I could come downwards. We've got a diagonal elbows as well, even the 360-degree as mentioned. It is a powerful weapon and I do recommend you train it. So what I'm going to do now is demonstrate a few of these elbows with my partner. So now we established the elbow strike is one of the hardest strikes, so let's see where we would aim using these strikes. Okay, so now Charlie's going to stand there just like normal, and I'm just going to demonstrate parts of the body. The first elbow and the most popular elbow is the horizontal elbow. This is normally designed for the jawline. Okay, so I want to hit the jawline. It's also very good for the temple as well. Once again, a hard strike, it does hurt and also can leave some cuts. We also have the up elbow. This is normally if someone's got a really tight guard and we want to slide in, or even just pop up the chin. Once again, a very strong strike. We also have diagonal down strikes, really depending where his head is and where my body is at the particular time that I'm going to make the strike. If Charlie bends down, bends over, maybe I broke his posture, we also have the 12 to 6 elbows coming down. But obviously hitting the neck is severe, so this would be a life or death situation for me to come to this kind of measure. We can also use this as the 360-degree weapon, as I said before. So for example, if Charlie is to my side, and I'm facing forward, and he's there, I could go straight to the bridge of his nose. I can also go to his solar plexus from there. Same if Charlie is behind me. But once again, I must look where I'm attacking. So I look, fire the shot, then I'm back into my position. I don't necessarily always want to be able to face my attacker, elbow, then turn to my other attacker and elbow. If I can deal with this using my tools, then I'm saving my energy. Always remember that distance is your friend. If you make an attack on your attacker and they are stunned, then try and use that to buy yourself some time to get away. Don't have to follow up unless you need to. Only you will know the situation of what you have to do. If it's life or death, if it's just someone being drunk and disorderly, or this someone needs to be restrained because he's making an ordeal in a public place and the cops need to come in and take him away. So always remember which is the best one for you at that particular time. But most importantly, stay aware. Thanks for watching episode 5, where we covered the upper body strikes. What we've done a longer episode, so we're going to make it into 2 parts. So episode 6 is where we're going to go over the lower body strikes. I do appreciate your comments and your feedback and your support, and thanks for the subscribes and likes also. So once again, I look forward to you in episode 6, where we're going to go over the lower body strikes. Until then, us.